Well, up next, I will be speaking to KHALID Galant from he is the CEO of the South African Institute for Drug-Free Sport. It is time for your sports update. LUVO Manyonger, of course, won the silver medal at the Rio Olympics for long jump, has been banned for 4 years for a doping violation that in the end he did not even try to contest. Now, Manyonger, of course, rose to prominence in that 2016 Rio Olympics when he won the silver medal. And then in 2017, the following year, he, of course, became the world champion at the World Athletics Championship. Unfortunately, his life has been plagued with, of course, drug abuse, something which has not escaped him, despite him trying to move in the right direction. So let me welcome KHALID to the show. KHALID, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and shukran so much for joining us.
Salam to you and to your viewers.
No, it's an absolute pleasure to have you. KHALID, just give us an idea of why he was banned.
Well, this is LUVO Manyoga's second doping offense. His first offense was a few years ago for methamphetamine, or the colloquial term is stick. With the second doping offense, it was he's an elite athlete, he's a world champion, Olympic medalist. And an athlete on that level requires certain obligations with respect to anti-doping and drug testing. And those include whereabouts. So they have to enter their whereabouts, where they practice, where they're going to be. And for 1 hour of every day, they have to be available and indicate when they will be available and where. So they all elite top athletes enter that information so that they can be tested at any time with no notice. So he failed to do that, and then also when one of the testing people showed up in this 1 hour window period, he wasn't where he was supposed to be, and then he had a subsequent missed test. So he only allowed 3 of those kind of incidents in a 12-month period, and he had all 3 of those transgressions, and that's why he was charged. And unfortunately, he did not contest the charge, and that's why the sanction was handed down. And generally, the sanction, normally, if it's a first offense, will be anywhere from a year or 6 months. In his case, it was a second offense, so he got 4 years.
KHALID, the sanction, what we heard is that it's going to be 4 years, but do you foresee the 4 years happening, of course, depending on behavioral patterns and stuff like that? Or could we see a reduction in it?
Well, a reduction can only happen if the athlete submits an appeal, and he has to submit his appeal directly to the Court of Arbitration in Sport in Switzerland. I'm not sure if the athlete is exercising that right. I mean, he did not contest the charges in the first instance hearing. So just make from that information, it would be as luck could have it when one does an interview.
The joys of live TV. No, please continue, KHALID.
Apologies for that.
No problem.
But the athlete has the right to appeal.
Okay, KHALID, one final question. When athletes test positive, of course, I mean, you've been part of the South African Institute for Drug-Free Sport for quite some time. So, just take us through how it goes with regards to the testing, when the positive testing happens, and of course the action thereof that has to happen.
Well, an athlete is selected either post-competition for testing, or the athlete is tested. I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine, no problem.
An athlete is tested out of competition. The athlete provides either a urine sample or a blood sample or both. And the samples are analyzed at one of 32 labs in the world. And South Africa has a lab in Bloemfontein, a doping control lab. That normally takes anywhere between 10 and 21 days. We get the result. We will do a review to see that there were no departures or security breaches that could have influenced the outcome of the result, so that by the time we charge the athlete or get to a hearing, the issue of whether someone tried to manipulate or breach the seals or security that would have been taken care of, although athletes always use that also as part of the defense. The athlete is then charged, and we prosecute the case. We prosecute the case, and the athlete is afforded an opportunity to defend against the charge in front of an independent tribunal, and they adjudicate on the evidence and hand down the sanctions. So we don't hand down the sanction, we only prosecute the case.
KHALID Galant, the CEO of the South African Institute for Drug-Free Sport, we say shukran to you, and we appreciate you making time for us.
Shukran and salam.
Wa alaikum salam. Well, there we go. I just want to give you a story before, of course, we do wrap up. Different media house, I interviewed LUVO MANYONGA when he came back from winning that silver medal in the Rio Olympics. He spoke obviously about the drug problem that he had, and it's just very unfortunate to see LUVO, obviously failed this test, being handed a 4-year ban, and he won't of course be able to compete in this year's Tokyo Olympics. So it's really sad. We hope that he finds rehabilitation and that we can see him in the future. Well, that's all we have from you here on The Daily Factor. From myself, Faraz Patel, I'd like to say Jazakallah to you from our technical team, Jesse, Linda, and Kabir. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place tomorrow on The Daily Factor. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.